What's up, everybody? In this video I'm going to be breaking down this in-car footage from our July 23rd win at Salem Speedway. First thing I'd like to note is I have never won in a car that was handling this poorly. It was a one-day show, so we didn't get a ton of practice, and I pulled out on the track in first practice and immediately pulled it back in and told my crew that something was loose in the rear end. And after they checked everything and found that nothing was loose, I thought I just forgot how to drive on the 8-inch tire and just kind of dealt with it.
Down the front straightaway they go. Joe Cooksey jumps out to the number one spot.
So you see up at the wall here, I kind of get a little chopped into the wall, have to back out of it, but no biggie. It happens.
They like the start on that one, so yellow flag going to come out on the speedway.
So we ended up finding what the issue was, why he was handling so poorly. And it was actually all just an alignment issue in the rear end. But you'll notice my hands sawing a lot throughout this video on the straightaways, and that was pretty much my complaint the entire weekend, is that I couldn't get down the straightaways, which is such an odd complaint. But I was really struggling to especially enter the corner due to the fact that I was having to turn right a little bit down the straightaway. And lifting with the wheel pointed to the right makes for a very uncomfortable entry, especially at a high-speed track like Salem.
So Don Mahaffey leads lap number one, Joe Cooksey in second. Cassten Everidge goes third right now. Looking on back, Tommy Cook in that number 8 car goes fourth. As they come out of turn number 4 once more. Now
with that said, it was actually handling pretty good from the center off when the car was loaded up. So you see a lot of my passes were initiated really early on in the corner. Had some pretty good drive off, and you could see that on showcase there as I make this first pass.
going to be able to do it. He'll be the first car a lap down in the number 98 car. So right now, Mahaffey overtaking this. He is leading down the back straightaway now. So Don Mahaffey still out front so far in this one already.
So going down into the turn here, if you watch my right hand, you'll see me cranking front brake into it there. The whole weekend, as I mentioned, getting into the corner was the issue, just instability due to the alignment issue. Typically, you're trying to adjust the brakes on the straightaway when typically your hands are a little less busy, but in this one, I felt a lot more comfortable in the corners than on the straightaway, and I think you can see that in the reaction of my hands throughout the race. So, due to that fact, I was doing all my brake adjustments in the corners rather than on the straightaways.
Down, he has 2 laps. Here comes Everidge now, not letting the 18 of Mahaffey get too far in front of him as they go down the back straightaway into turns number 3. So here comes Cassten Everidge. Tries to dip down to the end.
Biggest detriment of this entry to the corner issue that I was having was I wasn't really able to enter the corner exactly where I wanted, especially here at Salem. In turn 3, the fastest way is right against the wall in entry. And you'll see right before entry, I'm 3 or 4 feet away from the wall, which is not where I want to be. There were so many times throughout practice where I was losing the handle on entry, and if you enter at the wall, by the time you gather it back up, you're going to be in the wall. So due to that fact, you can see I can adjust my line to be a little bit lower than I would have liked it to be. But thankfully, even though the alignment wasn't quite right, the setup was a money. And once the car was loaded in the corner, it actually handled pretty well, even being a half car width lower than I would have liked to have been.
Letting him get too far in front. Joe Cooksey still doing a great job holding on to the number 3 spot. Then you look on from there. You have Stillwell Jr. in the number 47, Rashard, and then Logan Huckabee back there in the number 9 car. Then you look on back from Logan.
At this point in the race, I don't have any pressure from behind. I know I have better pace than the 18 car, but there's no sense in pushing the issue with so many laps to go. So at this time, I'm kind of watching his line, figuring out where I'm better than him, figuring out where he's better than me, and trying to decide how I'm going to set up my pass. And you can see we're both bad in turn 1, which isn't good. The places that I'm good, he's also fairly good, so I knew it was going to be a hard pass, and I was going to have to set it up with a good drive off from the center off, probably coming out of 3 and 4, and you'll see that coming up here, that I get that opportunity. But the problem was I was pretty good coming off of 4, but as soon as I go into turn 1 with how poor my car was handling, especially there, I'd have to back it out early, so it was really hard to complete the pass.
Number 18 car.
Another little mid-corner brake adjustment here.
Or excuse me, 7 laps shy of the halfway point. So Cassten Everidge trying to do everything he can to get
Coming out of 4 here, he just got a little loose, and I had such a big run. I didn't want to have to lift on the straightaway, so I just dove it down there, knowing that I didn't have a chance of completing this pass. But
straightaway once more.
Rather than lifting, just stuck the nose down there a little bit, obviously to no gain there.
Trying to gather it back up. Here comes Stillwell Jr. on the inside of Tommy Cook's number 8 car. That is the battle right now for the number 4 spot. And looks like the 47 will get past the number 8 car. So that's going to jumble the top 5 just a hair right now. And 16 laps up on the board. So right now, Don Mahaffey trying to stay in front of Cassten Everidge's number 63 car as he is gaining speed down the back straightaway. Now he'll try to have another run inside turn number 3 to the number 18 car. Doing everything he can to try to get past him down the front straightaway, all over the back bumper. But the high groove is the way to go here at Salem Speedway. We'll see if the number 63 of Everidge can do anything with that number 18 of Mahaffey.
This next trip down through turn 1 and 2 here is a pretty interesting one. I think the 18 got a little outside of his line trying to get around the lapper here. Not sure if he had to lift to the wall or if he got loose, but you'll see you lose a little momentum right there into the bumper, and
gets into the back bumper. Here he comes, but still pulls away from the outside.
Could have easily been a wreck there. Luckily, we gathered it all up. I tried to get off the bumper as quick as I could so we could gather it back up, and we keep racing.
Now they head off 4-car battle now for the number 1 spot as the 47 of Stillwell Jr. now pulls into the fray. So now 3-car battle for the number 1 spot. Halfway home, 20 laps down, 20 laps to go right now in your main event here tonight for the CRA Sports.
This one here, I got a pretty good run. Wasn't trying to push the issue, still early in the race, but you'll see I might have been able to complete this pass, but I got big loose here coming out of 4.
Number 1.
See a handful to the right there. I'm not trying to push the issue this early in the race, so I'm fine with living to fight another lap here.
Battle for Stillwell Jr. for that 3rd spot with Joe Cooksey there. 22 laps now next time by. Oh boy, what a race tonight here. The boys running CRA Sportsman late models here at Salem Speedway. Everidge still on the bottom, side by side. He pulls away now. Mahaffey does. On the high side, coming to 23 laps upon the board. So Don Mahaffey, the Dayton, Ohio driver, trying to stay in front of the number 63 of Everidge. Good battle here tonight as they head off down the back straightaway. You see it right there. The number 18 of Mahaffey trying to stay in front of the 63 of Cassten Everidge. 24 laps up on the board right now. Now Joe Cooksey all over the back end of Everidge's number 63 car. Once again down the back straightaway. Tires, are they going to be a factor? Once you get over the halfway point, you have to wonder about the tire game. So Mahaffey still out front right now, the number 18 car. 63 of Cassten Everidge second, Joe Cooksey third, Stillwell Jr. fourth, and Tommy Cook rounding out your top 5 cars. Looking on back there, Richard, Glenn Neal, and Logan Huckaba round out your field here tonight. 26 laps up on the board. What a race. Now what's Cassten Everidge have to do to get back up? He's got to regather. He's got to think about what he's doing, not to use up too much tire. But the question is, on the flip side, Don Mahaffey, is he using too much tire right now? Is he using all of his tires? We're going to find out here momentarily. But they go into turns number 2, down the back straightaway once again, approaching 30 laps. Next time by will be 28 laps up on the board. 12 laps going to be remaining. Yellow flag is out. Big crash down the back straightaway. And it is Caleb Richard's 38 car. And looks like Glenn Neal's number 33. Close call there for a lot of other drivers. But, man, big hard hit.
I was pretty happy to see this caution, obviously, here. Get me door-to-door with the 18. And I knew if I got it, I'd be able to take advantage of it. And here we go.
2x2, here we go into turns number 1. How is it going to happen? It's going to be Mahaffey on the high side. Now race out of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Now they go, a little bit of the front bumper being used. Here we go, gets him loose just a little bit side by side. Everidge at the line by a nose. Oh my, what a race here tonight. More drag racing down the back straightaway. Here comes Cassten Everidge. He'll overtake the number 1 spot.
So here we are, finally got some clean air. And this lap here was actually my fastest of the race. I was able to actually run the line that I wanted to run, not have to worry about getting a run and having to duck low the 18. So you'll see here going into 3, I can finally get up next to the wall where I wanted to be. And that there was my fastest lap of the race. And from here, all that's in my mind is just managing the gap, taking as much care of the right rear as I can. These tires do not like Salem or Winchester, especially on the right rear. So at this point, I'm just trying to manage enough of a gap that he can't get to my bumper to try to move me or anything like that, but also not trying to pull away and trying to be safe with the tires here, and that's what we did.
So Cassten Everidge now exiting turns number 4 right now. All out front from here. As they head off into turns number 3.
And these last few laps are always the least fun laps in a race ever. This whole race, up until this point, everything that I was worried about was in my windshield. And now in the lead, you're looking at your rear view mirror more than you're looking out the windshield. And it's no fun. And you're just like, man, where is that white flag?
Looking on back from there. Mahaffey in second spot. Greg Stillwell Jr. in the number 47 goes third. Joe Cooksey rounds out fourth. Tommy Cook rounds out your top 5 right now. Coming to 5 more laps around this time by. So 5 more times around Salem Speedway as they head into turns number 1 and 2 right now. Exiting turns number 2, Mahaffey trying to get...
So here we are, 5 to go. How about one more mid-corner brake adjustment? Just one more to bring us home.
Outside turn number 4.
That's a pretty big brake adjustment there.
To go up on the speedway. Cassten Everidge now all out front, heading off down the back straightaway once more right now. Coming to 37 laps up on the board, and the White's Auto Cells 40. Mahaffey trying to make one last run effort because he is running out of time and very quickly. As you see the number 63 coming to 2 laps to go this time by.
And here we are, just 2 more to go. And spoiler alert, we get it done. But thanks a lot to my crew for this one. Thanks a lot to my sponsors. And thanks for watching.
On the restart, he knew he had to be aggressive. And now 1 more lap around Salem Speedway for the number 63 car. Down the back straightaway they go into turns number 3. One more run effort, outside turn, number 4. Who's it going to be to the Cassten Everidge, picking up the win here tonight in your Boers Welding CRA Late Model Sportsman here at Salem Speedway. And race fans, he's out of the car. Let him hear you. Cassten Everidge parks it in victory lane here tonight for the inaugural Boers Welding CRA Sportsman Late Models here tonight. And the White Auto Sales 40. Describe that race, buddy.
That was a battle, yeah. First of all, shout out to Grandpa at home. Thank you so much. I told you I'd say hi to you. Yeah, it was. We showed up terrible, really. We were second off pace when we got here. I got to give all the credit to my guys. We picked up a second by the time we went qualifying, so it was great work by them. By the time the race got here, we were okay. Not quite good enough to pass under green, but I knew if we got a restart that we were gonna take advantage of it, and that's what we did. Great job by my team, really. I got to thank them so much.
Well, that's what was my next question. You couldn't be here alone. Who would you like to thank on that beautiful number 63?
Yeah, Clink Trucking, Everidge Motor Sales, Kelly at Chubby's, Volvo Electrics. Thank you guys all so much. Couldn't be here without y'all. Thank you.
There he is one more time, race fans. Cassten Everidge picks up the win.